Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be my December wrap-up. This wrap-up is probably going to be really quick because I only read 3 books in December. They were all physical books, but I only read 3. I was just very busy in December, and also I was not feeling very good mentally in December, so there was not a lot of reading that happened, unfortunately, nor was there any watching of any TV shows or movies either. So December was just not a good month for me mentally, so I didn't really enjoy any of my hobbies, but I did read 3 books and one of them was a 4-star. So let's just jump into it. The first book I read was A Very Merry Bromance by Lyssa Kay Adams. This is the 5th book in the Bromance Book Club series, and this I gave 4 out of 5 stars. I am very happy I read this. I have had this on my TBR since it came out, which I think it came out in 2022. So I am happy I read one Christmas romance because it was the only one I read. This follows Colton, who is a famous country music star, and his career is kind of struggling a little bit. And our female character Gretchen is a immigration attorney, and she runs like her own firm, her own little business, and she ends up getting a call from her estranged family with an offer that will help her career and help her help families. And so it's very hard for her to resist the offer. But essentially Gretchen has to also make Colton get onto this plan of him like representing her family's whiskey business and being like the new face of that, kind of like a brand deal. And Colton and Gretchen kind of had like a one-night stand like either months ago or a year ago or something like that. And they both kind of can't stop thinking about each other, but they've both kind of went their separate ways. Now obviously fate has put them back together. I really enjoyed this. It was fun, it was fast-paced. I really liked being with the whole romance book club characters. I thought I wasn't gonna like this because I don't normally love books about singers or actors. Sometimes it just feels a little off, but I feel like it didn't really focus that much on Colton and like his career. It did cover that, but it wasn't like the main focus of the book. The romance was obviously front and center, and I really like how Colton was super into Gretchen. Like from the beginning, he was like willing to just do anything for her attention, and he didn't give up on her, and he also defended her against her family and really just was very supportive, and I loved their romance and their connection. I definitely teared up a few times in this book. I just thought it was really well done, and I thought it was also a really good Christmas romance. It wasn't also like the main focus of the book either, but it did take place around Christmas time, and Colton does love Christmas, whereas Gretchen doesn't really enjoy Christmas because I think it brings up a lot of her family issues, I guess. So she's kind of a Grinch in that way, or a Scrooge. And Colton kind of brings this like childhood joy for Christmas out of her, and I don't know, I just really enjoyed it, and I thought it was a solid read. I really enjoyed this series. I think I've rated them mostly 4 stars. There might have been 1 or 2 that I only gave 3 stars, but overall this book was really good and I highly recommend it. The next book I read definitely was not the month to read this. I should have read it in October, but that is My Boyfriend is a Vampire by Eva Knight. Eva Knight is also Helena Hunting. This is her pen name, I guess, that she's writing paranormal romance under. I don't really know if she plans to write more, but this is technically by Helena Hunting. This I gave 3 out of 5 stars. This follows Hazy, who is in college, and she meets her new neighbor Godric, who is also in college, and they instantly fall for each other. However, Godric is a vampire. This was like super smutty. I did not expect it to be like very smutty. It was also super fast paced. I did enjoy the characters and the romance and the just plot in general. I did enjoy it, but it just felt like it was kind of lacking something. I just felt like it was a little bit, not basic, but maybe just mediocre. It definitely did not stand out to me. I had read My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine in 2023, and I did not like that book. This is definitely better. In a way, this was giving like new adult Twilight, but I was also giving like a very modern rom-com feel to it, if that makes sense. Like it wasn't so serious. It was very fun and light, but it also had that air of like paranormal mystery, if that makes sense. I don't know. It was just fun and entertaining. Nothing super special, but like I could see myself rereading this in like 10 years. And then the last book I read in December was Powerless by Elsie Silver. This is the third book in the Chestnut Springs series, and this I gave 2 out of 5 stars. This essentially follows Jasper, who is a hockey player, but he kind of had a rough upbringing, a rough childhood. Jasper and Sloane have been best friends ever since Sloane laid eyes on him, and Sloane has always had a huge crush on Jasper, but he kind of brushed it off when they were younger, and they just continued to be best friends. And Sloane is part of a very wealthy family, and she is now set to marry this wealthy, awful guy. However, Jasper saves the day. Sloane does not end up marrying this guy, and they kind of go on this road trip. Sloane is kind of running away from her family to kind of deal with everything that happened. And Jasper and Sloane are finally alone to be able to finally confront their feelings for each other. I will say it was a wonderful childhood friends to lovers romance. However, I was quite bored. I was honestly pretty bored this entire book. There was some like emotional moments, especially with Jasper. I did feel awful for him and everything that happened when he was young. I read Flawless and Heartless earlier in 2023, and I didn't really enjoy them, so I didn't plan on continuing the series. But then I heard so much love for Reckless and Hopeless, which were book 4 and 5, and so I had no intention of reading this initially. I was not going to read this. I obviously had skipped this one and read Reckless and Hopeless, loved those two. And I wasn't going to go back to this. I was kind of dead set on not wanting to read this. I didn't think I would like it, but I kept seeing it in people's favorite books of the year videos and stuff. And I was like, okay, maybe I will give it a try, because obviously Reckless and Hopeless surprised me. So I was like, maybe I will actually like it. Maybe I should just give it a try. But this is my least favorite in the series. It was just boring. I just didn't feel the connection or the chemistry between the characters. It definitely felt unfair to Sloane, how she basically loved Jasper her entire life, and he finally noticed her. Like, that would piss me off. Like, I would be a lot more angry than she was. I will say he did step up to the plate later on, and he did kind of show her how serious he was in the end, you know, when he showed up for her and stuff. But I don't know, I just felt a lack of chemistry, a lack of connection with the characters and the romance, and it was just so long. I feel like this book definitely could have been cut down a little bit. I will say, like, the beginning was really fast-paced and entertaining. I was like, oh my god, I can't wait to see what happens. And then kind of when they were on the road trip, it kind of got slow for me a little bit. Then it kind of picked up, and then I was just kind of like, okay, can I just finish it already? So I don't know. I didn't love it, sadly, but I at least loved the last 2 in the series. Those ones were good. So those are the last 3 books that I read in 2023. Let me know if you have read any of the 3 that I talked about and what you think about them, or let me know what books you ended 2023 with. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, follow me on all my other social media, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.